welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a banana upside down cake, and it sounds and looks delicious, and I've never made a banana upside down cake, so this should be interesting. So I'm going to turn you around and show you what we're going to need for this recipe. Alright, for this banana upside down cake, we're going to need, for the inside this pan, it is 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar. You need 4.5 tablespoons of unsalted butter, but mine is salted, cut into pieces, and about 3 bananas cut into 1/4 to 1 inch rounds. And that's for the bottom of this, but I am also going to use some walnuts, because to me banana bread is not banana bread without walnuts. So I'm going to put those at the bottom. Also, for the batter, we are going to need 1/4 of a cup of softened butter, which mine is coming to room temperature. Need 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. We need, sorry I didn't grab it out, but you can either use Greek yogurt or sour cream, and you'll need 1/3 of a cup of that. 2 large eggs, 2 overripe bananas, which mine are as ripe as I'm going to get them. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and there's a part that I'm going to deviate because it wants 3/4 of a cup of whole wheat flour. I tried looking for just a small bag of whole wheat flour, and I could not find a small bag. They just have a big bag, and I didn't want to, get a big bag and then only use it once for like this recipe. So I'm just going to use all-purpose flour. So it'll be 1 3/4 cup of all-purpose flour. Unless you have the wheat flour, you can use the 3/4. You need 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Oops. And then you need 1 teaspoon of baking soda and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then for the caramel glaze, get this recipe turned over here. You'll need 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar, then the next part I don't have out yet either, is the 1/4 cup of heavy cream, 4 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. And the salt I have in my shakers. Now in this recipe, it says you want to have an 8 by 8 by 2 inch high cake pan, or a 9 by 2 inch round cake pan, because it said it will overflow. So this is the pan I'm going to use, because it's 2 inches high, and it's just close enough, because I don't want to be using a 9 by 13, because then that's too big. Then the other pan I have is too small. So this is the pan that I'm going to use. So the first part we are going to do is, well, it wants you to preheat the oven, then you melt your butter in here, but I think I'm going to make the batter first. Then, while this is in the oven melting and stuff, I'm going to slice up the bananas and then we'll be ready to put this in the oven. So I'm going to move all this over. Try to get you up on my tripod because it still is broke. So we're going to try again to hold it up with my foot. So let's move this over, get a bowl, and get this stuff ready. Alright, in this bowl, we are going to add the flour, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, and salt. And then we're going to set it aside. So we need 1 3/4 cup of flour. I'm just trying to fluff up my flour here. 1. And this measure cup has a measurement for 3/4. There's 3/4. Don't mind that pug. I have no clue why she's barking. Now we need 1 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. There's 1. There's 2. Well, half, not 2, half. Then we need 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Soda. Then it is 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. And then it's just a dash of salt. And then we're going to use a whisk. Stir this up. Get it all mixed. Aside. And now we need another bowl to mix I'm going to use another bowl to mash up my bananas. You don't need to see that, so I'll be back when I have the bananas mashed up. Okay, in this bowl I have the 5 1/3 tablespoons of butter and a 3/4 cup of sugar, and we're going to mix these together. And if it's too loud, I will come back and do it off camera. So I'm going to mix this off camera. I'll be back. Alright, I got the creamed up as good as I can. My butter wasn't quite as room temperature. So now we're going to put the 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla in there. And we're going to add the 2 eggs. 2 eggs. And then we're going to give that a mix. And then we'll add the Greek yogurt or sour cream and the banana. Either Greek yogurt or if you're using sour cream like I am. Let's see, it will go in there. And then we will add the mashed banana. I do have a spatula. Get all the banana. I'll get the rest of the sour cream over here. And we're going to give this a mix. And then get that all mixed, and we're going to, let's see, okay, we're going to turn this on low and combine the dry batter into the, which I'm not sure how I'm going to do this because we'll try it this way. Get the rest of the flour that I want to stay in the bowl. Okay. Now let's get this mixed up. Scrape the bowl down. All right, I got it all mixed up. The batter. And now I'm going to add my walnuts in to my batter. I'm just going to mix those in by hand. The recipe doesn't call for these, but to me, a banana, anything banana isn't banana without the nuts. Unless you're allergic and then you don't add them, but as far as I know, no one in my house is allergic to walnuts. So, I'm going to let that sit right there. Then I'm going to cut up the, let's see, in this pan we want to spray this pan. And I'm going to add 2/3 cup of brown sugar pack, 4½ tablespoons of butter cut up, and then we're going to of a cup of brown sugar in here in the butter, and then we'll get it in the oven. Alright, in this pan I have my 2/3 of a cup of brown sugar. I'm going to spread it on the bottom. Oh shoot. Well, I had to take this out because I forgot to spray this pan. Alright, now I sprayed the pan. Now we're going to add the sugar. I was getting ahead of myself. But I'm glad I caught it when I did. So spread this out. I'm going to turn the oven on to preheat. I'm going to put the butter in the pan. And then I'm going to put this in the oven to get it to melt while the oven's coming. And I'll check on that here in a few. Okay, now I'm going to cut the bananas up. Okay, the butter is melted, so you're supposed to mix this together. Spread that out. Sprinkle some nuts. take the bananas. We're going to lay them in there without getting burnt from the pan being hot. What I'm going to do, if I have any bananas extra, I'm going to put them on the top of the cake. That way they don't go to waste. Stove is at temp. I would eat the bananas, but my stomach can't handle the raw bananas anymore. And the only way I can eat a banana now is if it's cooked and made in something. Let me wash my hands off here. What I'm going to do so I don't disturb the mix is I'm just going to take them. First put some of this on there. And then I'll smooth it out. And then I'll go in the oven. Set that for a minute. Just putting this on there. Set that over there. Gently spread this out. And what I'll do is I'll stick a pan at the bottom of my oven just in case this does overflow. Which I hope it does not, but better be safe than sorry. Okay, just over here. Now we are going to put these bananas on top. Like I said, this is not in the recipe, but I did not want to waste these bananas. And they'll just cook up in them. Okay, got those on there. Put my hands off again, and then we're just gonna sprinkle these nuts on top. Like I said, this is not in the recipe, but it's what I want to do, so I don't waste them. So now this is going to go in the oven. Oh, let's see. Bake for 30 minutes at 350. Reduce heat to 325 after the 30 minutes. and bake for additional 25 to 35 minutes. So let me get this pan, and I'm going to get this in the oven. All right, it cooked for the additional 35 minutes on 325. So now I'm going to sit it and let it cool completely, and then we'll turn it out onto another pan. This is what it looks like. Okay, in this pan I have the brown sugar, heavy cream, salt, and butter, salt, heavy whipping cream, and the brown sugar. And I'm going to get this together. I'll do it off camera. My grandkids will be coming home soon, so the dogs will bark, but I'll be back when I have this done. All right, I'm going to take this pan, I'm going to put it on this pan, and we're going to flip it, and hopefully it comes off. All right, here's what it looks like cut up. And I'll let you know what me and my husband think of it, because right now we're the only two that's going to be trying it. All right, I just wanted to come back to let you know what we thought of the banana upside down cake. It was delicious. My husband said it was very good, so that is a win-win. Don't mind my grandson. So I hope you enjoy this video, and if you could give it a like, a share, a comment, and I will see you in the next one.